You alright guys, how's it going? Yeah, so you may or may not know, but I tend to write quite a lot of stuff. For the last sort of few years I've been trying to write various screenplays, feature length, short, comedy, drama, etc. And I'm hoping one day, maybe to get picked up and be a success, who knows. But anyway, one of the big problems with writing sometimes is, knowing what the hell you're doing. I mean, you have to learn the craft, but also writer's block. And today I was quite happy because I've been pretty productive writing-wise. I mean, I've been working at it and stuff's been coming together, which it hasn't for the last couple of months, so that's great. And the fact that today went quite well just kind of inspired me to, do a video of advice. Now you might say, who's this clown giving out advice? He's not even, he's not even picked up, he's not published, he's not anything. I mean, who is he, But the thing is, this is mostly advice that's been given to me, which I found really useful, kind of mantras that I have that I've read and heard. And also just a few things that I've sort of, realised so far. And I just thought, I just hand that on, it might be useful to you if you're, starting out writing. I'm starting out writing, I've been doing it for a few years, but I'm still at the beginning, I haven't been produced. And these are things that I've discovered and or read that have been useful to me. So, advice. First thing, write, and then edit, okay? Don't try to edit beforehand or during. You'll only stifle yourself. Edit afterwards. In fact, quite a good idea, once you've written, don't bother editing that day, put it away for a few days, and then look at it, because you will stifle yourself if you try to edit beforehand or during. Really good quote that I read, which is a mantra for me. It's like a religious maxim. I repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it is this: the first draft of everything is shit. Now, some people who I know, friends, etc., who want to be writers, who think they could be a writer, but they haven't actually tried to write anything yet, they don't believe that maxim. But I'm telling you, that's really important to bear in mind. The first draft of everything is shit. I'm sorry, you could be a genius. The first draft ain't going to be good, okay? It's not, you wouldn't be saleable. You couldn't make it, okay? It might have good bits in it and a lot of stuff, but it's going to be shit. I mean, you wouldn't watch it. You wouldn't want it. You wouldn't watch that shit. So, yeah, just remember, the first draft of everything is shit, okay? Keep perspective. It is shit. But if you look at it and it's shit, don't get disappointed, Like I say, you might be cocky, you might be, yeah, this is brilliant, trust me, it's shit. On the other hand, you might be a depressive sort and go, oh, it's shit, I can't write. It will be shit, it's the first draft. Maybe it's a shit idea, but, it will be shit anyway. Another maxim, which I connect with that one, and it's like religious for me, I always repeat it to myself, and it is this: writing is rewriting. Okay, again, a lot of people I know, a lot of people I've read about, a lot of people I've heard about, they want to be writers, they're thinking about being writers, but they haven't actually started trying to do it. At least I've started trying to do it, and they don't understand that. Like, no, it's not, you come up with an idea, you think about it, you write it. No. Writing, they think that rewriting is like just cleaning up the shit, oh, it was a bit messy there, that didn't quite work, we'll just edit it. No. They think writing is when you're actually writing stuff. No, it's not. It's when you rewrite. Writing is rewriting, okay? If you're writing something, very probably you're going to be doing a lot of work, thinking about the story, thinking about the plot, thinking about all kinds of crazy stuff, doing research. I mean, all kinds of madness, will you be doing before you even start writing? Because if you don't do that stuff, it will be a disaster. But once you do get to the stage of actually writing dialogue and stuff, it's not done, son. That's just the beginning. You are going to have to rewrite that baby. And rewrite, and rewrite. I mean, just keep rewriting, because that is writing. You can't come up with an idea, write it down, and then think you're complete. You are fooling yourself. And some people, once they get over that, and they're like, oh, because people often think, no, I've written it now, it's finished. No. Once you get past that and you realise how much work there is to go, you might get depressed. You might go, oh my god, it's shit. Oh, I thought it was good, but now I realise it's shit. No, rewrite it. Writing is rewriting, man. Rewrite it. Following on from that, and I kind of just mentioned it there, before you even write dialogue and stuff, you kind of need to figure out your scenes. You need to know what scenes are going to be in your screenplay, and you're going to need to know kind of what happens in each scene. But before you even know that, you need to know what the hell your story is. I mean, you need to know what's going to happen. So you need to have a general story. You see, plot is basically the way that you tell the story. The story is the story. The plot is the kind of order, the scene structure, what follows on from what. You've got to think of a story, then you've got to try and plot it out, scene by scene, what happens in each scene, what do you need to happen in each scene. And then you can start writing the dialogue. But you know what, before you've even done that, any of that, before you even come up with story is about character, okay? It's about conflict. People not getting what they want, man against time, you know, he needs to, you know, people need to do stuff in a time scale. Man against himself, he's got an internal battle. Man against man, people pitted against each other. This guy wants this guy wants that, you know, it causes conflict. That's what drives it. That's drama. Even in comedy, and I'm doing a lot of comedy writing. Comedy writing is about drama too. If you don't have the dramatic structure, you're screwed, right? And the dramatic structure comes from conflict. And what conflict? Character conflict. You need to know what characters want. Therefore, you need to know who the characters are. Therefore, you need to have done your homework. Therefore, before you even come up with a story, you need to know who your characters are. Very, very well. Or it's all going to fall apart, okay? Another great quote. There's no such thing as writer's block, only blockheads who don't write. Now that may be slightly cruel, as I said at the beginning of this, I've been having writer's block recently, but it's true. If you sit there going, oh God, I can't think of anything, and if you let yourself get overawed by the kind of the vision of a pile of blank paper or, you know, a blank Word document, you know, you're not going to write, but just write anything, just drivel anything, it doesn't matter. If you want, just randomly pick balls, you know, with words written on them out of a sack, like that South Park episode, you know, just anything, just start writing. It doesn't matter. Once your brain starts flowing, then it starts flowing. Then, you know, a lot of writers, professional writers, will say, spend an hour writing, then chuck it in the bin, and then start writing properly. You know, if you don't write, you're not writing. If you want to get past writer's block, you just got to start writing, even if it's crap. Another great quote, which was quite funny more than useful, but it's useful, think about it. Quote, I have practiced 18 hours every day for the last 37 years, and now they call me a genius. I mean, in other words, you know, it's work. You know, it's as they say, you know, 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. You have got to work at this, baby. Hard slog. Don't sit there for ideas to bite your ass. Ideas will come when you work for them, when you chase them. You know, you want anything in life, but I mean, the most plain analogy, you know, you're trying to hunt, I don't know, hunt an animal. Not a very good analogy for city folk like me, but you're trying to hunt an animal. You just sit there in your car reading magazines, the animal ain't going to come to you. You've got to chase it. And it's hard, tiring work, but it's worth it in the end because you get the goal, you get the prize. Stuff comes to you if you go after it. That's anything in life, but especially in writing. Practice every day, hours every day. Hard work. That is what will get you places, not the genius moment. You know, all my friends think I'm so funny, I'm such a genius, let me write down my quips. Bullshit, that's going to get you nowhere, pal. Sort it out. Alright? Another bit of advice. Find the time of the day when you write best and use it. Right? So if you after writing for a while at different times of the day, you discovered that you write really well in the evening, for example, or really well in the morning, or whatever time it is, use that time to write. Don't make excuses. Don't go, oh, well, I've got work at that time. Find a job where you don't have work at that time. You know, oh, but that means I have to work nights. Work nights. You want to be a writer, you got to get serious. I'm sorry, you have got to be serious. You've got to sacrifice some stuff, man. And maybe you'll never make it, but at least you know you tried. You've got to sacrifice for this, man. Seriously, you know... Maybe you're really good at working in the evenings. Oh, but I have to see my friends. I have to go to the pub. Sometimes you're going to have to skip the pub. Because there's always going to be stuff in life. There's always going to be stuff that gets in the way. And guess what? You know what? The older you get, the more stuff gets in the way. The more commitments. They just keep piling up, man. They don't go away. Commitments keep piling up. There's never going to be a good day. So seize the day. Seize the day. Carpe diem. Now, I'm not the person to be giving out that advice because I am a procrastinator of the highest order. I am bloody useless. But at least when it comes to writing, I'm taking my own advice. Seize the day. Yes? The time that you write best in, use that time. Don't say, oh, I've got to do this at that time. Do something. Don't. Do that at another time. I don't care. You're using that time. Say you're really good at 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, but I can't wake up. But I just found that I'm really good at writing at that time. Tough titties. Wake up at 5 o'clock and write. That is your duty to yourself, man. Deal with it. This is some advice kind of, you know, specifically about poetry writing now, whereas I've been talking about screenwriting, obviously, up until now. With poetry, you know, it's applicable to any kind of writing, really. Figure out what you want to say first, okay? Then figure out how would be the best way to say it, including stuff like poetic form, meter, verse style, etc. And then work on the poem. Don't have an idea and then just let the rhyme scheme carry you away, because you'll end up writing gibberish, teenage nonsense, okay? Seriously, you see some people's poetry, a lot of people like amateur poets, and they start off with a really great line or something, and then they just lose control. Because you know why? The ideas are a train. Think of it as a train. The meter and rhyme scheme, etc., are the track. They keep you from crashing, okay, but they shouldn't dictate the journey. They're there to make the journey possible. Do you understand me? Okay? This is really important. Don't let the structure dominate the content, right? The structure is there to give form to your ideas, to help your ideas come out and not just be a formless mass of gunge, right? But we take a journey in order to get to some particular place and have a particular set of experiences, some of which are surprising to us. But nonetheless, we don't take a journey for the thrill of sitting in a traffic jam in a car, do we? But we need to use a car to get there, right? The form is there to help your journey. It is not the journey. Do not let form dominate content. Never. Especially in poetry writing, where people always do that. Amateur writers always do that. Do not do it. Form cannot dominate content. Do you get me? Do you understand me? Seriously, deal with it. Also, kind of funny thing, really, it's a quote, but it's so true if you write poems. It's not really even helpful, but it's just so true. Poems are never completed, rather abandoned. It's amazing. The number of poems I've written, and you play around with it so much. And in the end, you love the poem, but you just give up on it. It's just, you just move on to other stuff, and you never, with a poem, especially more so than any other type of writing I've done, you never feel satisfied. You just sort of slowly, bit by bit, stop working on it. Anyway, one more quote I haven't put down in my notes here, but it's come to mind. It's really great, from Oscar Wilde. I'll attribute the other quotes in the description and the sidebar, but this one I just remember, it's by Oscar Wilde. He goes, I spend all morning deciding to put a comma in a sentence, and then I spend all morning deciding to take it out again. Now, if that sounds like Oscar Wilde being his normal poncy self, maybe you're right, but he is right. I mean, honestly, you know, writing is such a madness thing. I mean, madness inducing in a way, but you do it for the love. Yeah, seriously, writing isn't about, you know, this comes back to the writing is rewriting thing. It's not about, you know, pages and pages of powerful prose. It's, a lot of the time, it's literally deciding on an adjective, a particular adjective. It's deciding if that comma should go there, and you will spend all day obsessing, you'll be dreaming about it. But it's reality, man. Anyway, I hope this hasn't been too stern. Again, you might be going, who's this guy? He's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. He is handsome. But he doesn't know anything. He's not published. I am published, all right? University magazine, so it doesn't really count, but it does. Anyway, it doesn't, but it does. But anyway, the point is, I'm at the beginning of my thing. I have never been produced. I'm not a produced, you know, I'm not a famous screenwriter. But the thing is, I have been doing this for a few years, so even though I'm nowhere near where I want to be, bloody hell, nonetheless, I have learnt a few things in the last few years. I've heard a few things. I've learnt from other people. I've read a few books. Some of those quotes and stuff, some of that advice, you know, I hope it's useful, because seriously, you know, I love writing, and I hope I can really, you know, blast off at some stage, not because of fame, not because money, although those are nice, but because I need to do it. And it's weird, there's another quote, a good quote from Smethurst's book, but I don't remember who said it wasn't from him. And it was, you know, it might be from the BBC, it doesn't matter, it's, I write because I have to, you know, meaning it's like a compulsion, you just have to do it. You know, it's something, you know, if you're a writer, you understand. You just, it's a crazy compulsion. You have to do it. And that's why you can't let laziness get in the way, because you will kick yourself. You'll be like, oh, I'm too busy at that time. Oh, I'm too sleepy. Tough luck, because you're going to hate yourself because you have to write. You've got it in your blood. You need to do it. It's like life to you. You have to do it, you know. Another little quote. It's a bit stupid, but anyway, from the BBC website, Writer's Room. It's, I tell stories... No, I write because I have secrets that no one else knows about, or some bollocks. I don't know, it sounds a bit crap now that I say it, but anyway, whatever. So I hope this is useful. Honestly, I hope I've been helpful, you know, from one writer to another. That's you, you know, cool, wicked, take it easy, take care, slog, work, sacrifice, but don't neglect your friends, don't neglect your family, don't neglect your relationships, because you know why? Aside from the fact that they're important, aside from the fact that they will keep you mentally healthy, and writers often have an obsessive disposition, so that's important, aside from the fact that they will keep you on the straight and narrow and help give focus and structure to your life and help you write, don't neglect them. But they'll also give you material. And I don't mean nicking their lives, I mean when you interact with people, it kind of stimulates your brain. I mean, if you just think about it, if you sit in a room and you're a hermit and you don't speak to anybody, you don't know how people talk, you don't have any life experiences, you don't know how reality operates, you can't write anything. But if you're a really outgoing guy, which I'm not actually in real world, if you seize the day, which I don't make my mistakes, if you don't neglect your family and friends, which I do, and I do that because I'm a fucking useless idiot procrastinator, then you know what? You're going to be a healthier individual emotionally, mentally, and that's going to get the ideas flowing. I'm not talking about ripping off your life. I'm talking about your brain is going to work better. You're going to understand reality better because you're going to be more integrated into reality, boy. And if you want to be a writer, guess where you got to be? Not on, you know, some weird little plane. Oh, the pain helps me. It helps me write. Oh, I'm a genius. No. You need to be in reality, integrated into society and life, because that's what it's about. Anyway, write, as they say on the particular forum on the internet. Right from the start, right from the heart. All right, take it easy. I'll see you next time.